Oh boy, it's been a long time since my last video. Job, I think. Since then, my brother has gotten married. Alright, moving on to things that actually are pertinent to this video. Tempest notes, yes. Core idea is everyone starts at self-love. This is what motivates them. This is who they are. This is what they're about. But in order to mature, become more themselves, and actually love themselves better, maybe love themselves at all, they need to move away from this in order to come back to themselves. They need to move away by loving others so that they can eventually return to themselves and love themselves more. This is a Tempest core idea, and I'm getting this from 1. Self-knowledge that you get from yourself. Okay, that's going to be item number 2. Item number 1 is that self-love is the prime motivator. I forget who says it exactly, Antonio maybe, or one of the ship people, starts with an A, says, I don't love, or I love him, or he says something like, but nothing as much as my own self, I love. And throughout the play, I kind of feel like there's a strong feeling of, in the beginning of the play, that people do things because they desire their own happiness. They love themselves only, really. Like even Prospero, like he doesn't tell his daughter because he doesn't want her to hate him, and so it's kind of a selfish desire there. And he desires revenge selfishly, and the drunkard desires to be king of the island selfishly, and Ariel desires to be set free selfishly. All these things. The driving force of the play in the beginning is self-love, not other love. Yeah. Even with Miranda, that's true. But the turn happens. So Miranda, this is going back to what I was talking about earlier. Miranda only knows herself, she says, through her mirror that she has. She doesn't know any woman but the woman in the mirror, who is her. And so her self-knowledge is as particularly as a woman, that I might say just in general, is self-created. She learns about herself through herself. She doesn't ask anyone, what do you think about me? Okay, now I know more about me. She looks at herself and studies herself and comes to know herself through that, which isn't necessarily false, but it is incomplete. She starts at herself, but she must move away from this if she is to fulfill her self-knowledge. And I think the same goes with love. Because another big theme in the play is that the worthwhile thing in your life, the thing that makes your life worth living, is the thing that is most troublesome, and the thing that is that which you love. So you love something that's outside of yourself. Your love for it will cause it to be a troublesome thing, because it will be nudging you off of your path of self-love, your circle of self-love. It will try to nudge you off and put you in a direction, and that is, a pain. It hurts, it takes effort, it takes sacrifice, it's just troublesome. And I think the play presents this as being that which you love is what happens, what makes that happen. So Prospero loves Miranda, and it's when he actually takes that love seriously that he thinks he thinks beyond himself, and he's able to tell her about her past and his past, and he's able to give her away in marriage, because he takes the love for her seriously, and he can actually go somewhere with that love. And same with Miranda, she sees Ferdinand, and she's able to stop thinking just about herself and gain knowledge of herself from him. The fact that she's beautiful, the things that he tells her. The love for the other actually, this is the turning point where it comes back around to you. They give your life meaning. And so once you lived for yourself, but yourself was worth nothing, but now you live for another, and now yourself is worth something. So you actually are fulfilling your purpose, fulfilling your role as man more when you stop caring about yourself. Or that's number one. So in the same way that Miranda's self-knowledge is fulfilled because she looks at only herself, but then she looks at another, and then she's able to look more closely at herself. In the same way, with Prospero and with other characters, you love yourself, but then you love another, and you're actually able to love yourself more. So the core idea is that, coming from the idea of self-knowledge in others, which I think is just a theme that you see in the play, and also coming from love of others, what gives your life meaning. My core idea, to recap, is you start at self-love, and then you love another, and then you are able to love yourself more fully. And I think the implications of this view are, well, let me think about it. One implication is that you can actually say of people who are prideful or arrogant, who just love themselves, or it's very selfish, that they're actually not selfish enough. Because if they were really selfish, they would love others so that they could love themselves more effectively, more really. Because God is not against self-love. He is against self-destructive love, which is love that pushes out other loves, which is really only hatred. So he is against self-hatred. God, there's no real love that God is against. That's interesting. Synthesis. Let me think about it. Synthesis. I'm going to say that Shakespeare is going strongly against the Stoic idea of eudaimonia, I think the term is. Strength or stability of soul, apathy, just the idea that I can have happiness by not being rocked by any strong passions, and seeing my part in nature and everything, and very introspective, and not so much involved with other people. No, says Shakespeare, you need other people. You must see yourself in the eyes of another. And so he agrees with Plato rather than Stoicism. Platonism rather than Stoicism is Shakespeare. Whoa, didn't see that one coming.